Contracts are agreements that can be enforced by law. As so, some contracts work and some contracts don't. Contracts that work are called valid contracts, which means that contracts that can be enforced by law. Contracts that cannot be enforced by law are simply called void contracts. So void contracts are contracts that is seen as non-existent at the first place. So this video will talk about how contracts can be void and what are the factors that makes a contract void.
Well, non-existence in context means that there is no exist from a legal point of view. So, what are the factors that make a contract void?
A contract can be void based on several factors. The first factor, the contract is made by mistake. Secondly, the contract will be void if the conditions are unlawful. Thirdly, if there are no considerations, so the contract is void.
The contract also can be void if made in restraint of marriage, trade, and legal proceeding. The contract cannot be made by bet, wager, and gambling. The last one is that the contract cannot be made with minors.
Now that we have explained the factors that causes a contract to be void, it's time for us to show a good example of a case where these factors influence the contract become void. The case of Bowling versus Sperry is between a minor and an adult who created a contract of selling something. Bowling is a minor, a 16-year-old boy who needed a car. And so he brought his grandmother and his aunt to a car dealer shop. The car dealer, named Sperry, was the one conducting car dealings and sales at the place. And so, at one point, Sperry and Bowling agreed that Sperry would sell a car to Bowling. And the contract was made between Sperry and Bowling, while witnessed by Bowling's aunt and grandmother. After using the car for several days, Bowling realized that the car was actually having some serious defects. Thus, he was not able to use it to go to work. Then, Bowling decided to send the car back and demand his money back from Sperry. The demand was on the grounds that he was a minor when he signed the contract, and so the contract was void. So this case was brought to court. Sperry tried to defend himself by saying that the contract, even though made between Bowling and him, there were two adults present at the time the contract was made. As so, he assumed that the contract was valid. But in the end, the court decides that the contract was void after all, because even though the two adults, the grandmother and the aunt, was present at the time of the contract itself was between a minor, bowling, and an adult, sparring. Thus, the contract was void by the factor of a minor being one of the parties of the contract. So, if a contract is judged to be void, all the parties that was involved in the agreement in the first place must get back what they gave to the other party before. So, the party that gave the money should get back the money, and the party that gave the goods should get back the goods. So that is all for void contracts from us. Thank you.